So we're smack in the middle of the Nordic Game Pavilion here at GDC, and we caught up with Suvi here, who's she's in charge of the superpowers at Manse Games. And I think for our viewers, Manse Games is not something they know about. So could you introduce what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, Manse Games is public funded, so I don't have any hidden agenda. I'm helping the game companies in Tampere, and we have 25 game companies in Tampere, which is really excellent. And we have money from EU, and we bring game industry experts, consultants to give workshops and share the wisdom of the game industry and about the business also. I'm organizing the events, and I'm promoting the game companies like events like this, GDC. I introduce all the game companies. Like I have a bunch of companies here, so I'm spreading the word of that we have those great companies. And also the other mission is that we got the Rovio office last fall in Tampere, and there is lots of great potential in Tampere that you could actually set your office there. So I'm kind of giving the opportunity for other companies also to maybe set up the side office to Tampere or set up the office there. And also there is a lot of technological talent, so maybe doing subcontracting like they were doing early days in the game industry. So we are pretty much going a few steps back. And now companies are doing subcontracting because it's really challenging this mobile game industry. It's hard to make a profitable business. So one thing is to do subcontracting for the bigger companies, but you need to know the people. So I'm the one who is like sharing the information about the companies.
So I think I've met a developer from Tampere before that I've done an interview with. The folks behind Citizen Motion, is that correct?
Yes. So most of the companies are mobile game doing mobile games, but we also have like PC development, like Colossal Order. It's awesome. They are doing cooperation with Paradox Interactive. So it's not all about the mobile games.
But I think a lot of people recognize that Finland is like a breeding ground for like really fresh, new, innovative ideas on the mobile scene.
Yeah.
So are there any companies and games that you think might be the next Angry Birds, or maybe not Angry Birds, but the next big thing?
Yes. For example, Ovelin, they did this Wild Chords iPad game for learning playing guitar, and you can actually play acoustic guitar, and there is a signal processing technology in iPad. So this is really take out the investment from True Ventures 1 month ago, $1.4 million. So there is definitely potential. I would say that there is at least 5 diamonds which will like rise up this like in a year or something.
So what do you think that the main challenges for the indie scene as a whole is during the next few years? Because really there's been a sort of almost like an emancipation of indie companies. You don't really need to go with the big publishers. You can find your own way through this industry. But where do you think the indie scene is headed?
The biggest challenge is not to get a game for the distribution channel. That's not the challenge anymore. It was earlier, but now the challenge is how to make players find your game. And okay, it's easy to use a publisher, but it's not the impact of using publisher, for example, in the mobile games. It's not that strong anymore. So you have to find new ways how to make yourself recognized, and that's one of the biggest challenges. The other thing is that there is lots of indie developers who are developing the great game, and the definition of great game is based on their subjective what do they like. And because the players are not hardcore gamers so much anymore, there's so much casual gamers, so you kind of have to think more open. And the third thing is that you have to take the business model into design from day one, because you can't make a game and then think about how I'm going to make it as a freemium, how I'm going to put in-app purchases. Then afterwards, you have to take the design business on the beginning of the design, and that's one challenge also, because there is a lot of artistic and not so much business intelligent or thinking of mindset in the game industry. That's the challenge.
Is that a challenge to get indie companies to think like that?
It is, but life is tough, and after suffering 1 year, you start to realize that well, maybe if I'm gonna do it like as my profitable business, so you have to. And I have seen the change happening, so that's really nice.
So do you think that Tampere will be a region in Europe that people will start to sort of associate with this, or how do you see that region growing in terms of gaming?
I think that Helsinki will be, our capital will be the kind of center of the Finnish game industry. I don't think it's going to change, but I think it's getting more wider. And since we are talking about global industry and global market, so it's not so important. Like, and they're not competing with each others. So it's more about like where do you like to do your business? Where is a smooth environment to do business? Where can you find the developers? Because at the moment, Finnish game industry is growing so fast that we are looking for employees. So in Tampere we have some. That's nice.
For now, at least. So you mentioned the guitar game. Is there anything else coming out soon that you'd like to pitch for the viewers here?
For example, there is the Team Action Zone, which is they are also here in GDC, and they are GPS-based mobile exercising game, which is really cool. So we have, for example, a page. They are doing games for iOS, mobile games for children, and they have also just last week they launched game for Nintendo DS. So there is pretty many really promising companies.
Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.